Good morning, dear children. I hope you all are doing good. Children, welcome in the English class. So today we will be covering a poem from the literature section. Okay. So basically today will be the day when we will only learn about what? Something different. Good morning, dear children. I hope you all are doing good. Welcome to the English class. Children, today we will be covering in literature part, that is one poem in literature part, right? The poem is a science fiction written by Richard Edwards, okay? So he is basically known as the bestest of poem for his fictional poems, okay? Now, what is fiction? Everybody of you know that imagination have a direct link which is known as fiction, right? In fiction, you imagine certain kinds of things. Although the imagination can take you anywhere in any sphere, okay? At any sphere, the imagination can take you. Here, we will come to know a conversation between a comet and a moon, right? Comet and moon. Now, everybody of you have learned this previously in your science, that what is a comet, okay? What is a comet? And here, before starting, I would like you to kindly switch to page number 110 of your MCB, that is the main course book. So kindly switch to page number 110. Here you will see in the warm-up it is written, comets are among the most brilliant and rare celestial objects. They have fascinated people since the beginning of time. Many stories have been woven around them. Ancient people believed that the sighting of a comet was a sign of bad luck. People in many cultures believed that the gods were sending them a message when they saw a comet. Comets have been featured in many novels, TV serials and movies. Now basically what I am trying to tell is, this is a science fiction, okay, an imagination which is based on science, okay. Definitely if it is something related to moon and comet, it has to be what? It has to be science fiction, right? Moon and comet is never taught in mathematics, right? It is only taught in science. Okay, many writers and many poets can take a link for imagination of these two or any kind of celestial body. But this particular topic is having a link with what? The subject science. So let us not talk with what exactly the subject is. Let us switch to the poem, okay? So you just remember one thing before starting the poem. I am telling you, this is the conversation between a comet and moon, okay? So how exactly they are dealing with each other? What are the feelings? What are their emotions they are talking about? Now, before starting the poem, see, it is written here in the warm-up that many of the people say that the comet is believed as what? As the bad signal, right? But in the Indian culture, it is believed as a very good signal. Many of you might have heard also, and most of you might have seen also, whenever you go on terrace, right? Whenever you go on terrace, and as soon as you see something just wagging its tails and coming with a force to the earth, that is what? That is comet. In Hindi you say is Toota hua tara, right? In Hindi you say Toota hua tara or Puchhal tara, that have a tail behind it, okay? So basically that is with the force, the gravity, the gravitational force bring it down with such a high speed that it is just visible only for 1 or 2 seconds, or most probably for 4 to 5 seconds. That's it. Beside that, if I say, this is what the real thing is, that you can see, most of the people can see, and it is seen also, most of the people can see the comet with a naked eye, okay. Now children, as you know that the solar system, that is the galaxy, our galaxy and the universe is far, very far, right? Far away from us. So there are so many comets which you cannot see also, but most of them are visible, okay? You can you can see them, right? And as soon as you see it, you just start wishing something, right? You start to wish something, or you wish something, oh my god, I could be something like that, oh my god, mera ye kaam ho jana, etc, etc, right? Kind of these things. So here in our culture it is considered to be what? A good signal, what? Comet, okay? But maybe in the ancient methodology people do not accepted it as a good signal, okay? Anyways, so this is just an introduction of what exactly we are going to learn today, okay? So let us switch to the stanza part of the poem. So as I told you that this is a dialogue between what? A comet and moon, okay? What are they discussing? The writer have penned it, that is he have penned it down, and we will be knowing that what exactly are the discussions which are going on between moon and the comet, okay? Tell me, said the comet. Now here, tell me, said the comet. Who is the person who is questioning? The moon here is the entity who is questioning to whom? To comet. That is, there might be that the comet was going in a speed and all of a sudden the moon stopped him, called him, and comet came, and now comet is saying to the moon that tell me, okay? As it gouged past the moon's pale face. Now here the writer is saying that as soon as the comet saw that the moon is pale, his face was dull and pale, so it made the comet what? Worried, that what exactly happened with the moon. And the comet told the moon that tell me what happened to you, what is your worry, what is the cause behind your worry, why are you so tense, why your face is so dull, why do you look so sulky as you make your way through space. Now here he is saying, why are you so sulky? Sulky means angry and quiet, okay? So the comet is questioning the moon that what happened? Why are you so quiet and you are looking, your face is pale, dull and a little bit of angry also. What happened? What is the problem with you? Right? Now here the comet is saying, since you are what? You are the king of the space. Isn't it? The moon is the king of the space. So here the comet is asking the question that beside being the king of the space, what happened to you? Why are you so pale? Why are you so dull? What is the matter? You would sulk as well, the moon said. So here the answer. Now see children, I will just write here. Here in the first stanza, in this stanza, question is asked from whom? It is asked from comet to moon, okay? Here in this stanza. Now this is what? Answer. Who is giving the answer? Moon. To whom? Comet, okay? So what is the reply of moon? Okay, here in the first stanza there is a question which is asked by whom? By the comet. To whom? To the moon. In the second stanza we will come to know the reply of what? Of moon to whom? To the comet. You would sulk as well, the moon said. Now here he also told, the moon told, fine, if you think I am sulky, I am looking sulky, I am angry, I am looking pale, the same will happen to you also. Don't worry. Don't worry my friend. This will soon happen to you also. If you were doomed like me to always plot the same path in the chains of gravity. Now here, this same path is used for the orbit, Earth's orbit, okay? And the word doomed means destined, okay? So here the moon is saying that even you will sulk if it happens with you. See, if you were destined to go round and round in the same orbit, even you will sulk. It means that the activity of moon is constant. Here the writer is saying the activity of moon is constant. Even we know, right? Moon is just going round and round in the orbit, right? And he is not having anything else. Why? Because he is destined to that particular place only. He can never go from here to there and from there to there. He is only supposed to move round and round, rotate round and round in that particular area only. See, what I mean to say here is, suppose this is the orbit. Okay, this is the orbit. This is the moon. So the moon will start its journey from here. It will go here, then here, then here, then here, then here, and again here. It means that there is no space or there is no other place for the moon to go and explore. Okay, but the comet can explore the space to wherever it wants to go. It can just go with a fluff, with the speed, and it can see the beautiful space which a moon cannot see. So basically children, what I am trying to tell you is, here in the reply, the moon is saying that why is he looking so dull, he is looking so pale, he is looking so sulky. This is the reason behind this. The reason behind this is, you are free, you can move from here to there, there to there, but I am not free. I am destined to what? To take round of orbit in one particular area only. I can neither be there nor be here. It is only that I need to go round and round and round and round. All I can see is only earth. That's it. This is my destiny. And this is what I am jealous of you, Mr. Comet. I am jealous of you. See your life. You can roam here and there. You can explore the space, and see my life. I cannot do that. Right? So I hope stanza 1 and stanza 2 is understood to you.